Ever wondered what it's like to cheat death? Join us as we explore the most shocking deaths in the Final Destination series. Uh, uh, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Imagine facing an unstoppable force that hunts you down as seeking revenge for escaping its grasp. Um, um, this is the premise of Final Destination, where death itself is the antagonist. Each film follows a group of young people, one of whom has a premonition of a disaster that claims their lives. And those who escape the initial peril find themselves um, pursued by death, which seeks to correct the imbalance. And the Final Destination series consists of multiple books and 5 films, with a 6th in production. Like any slasher film, there are rules to follow. And when someone avoids death's initial touch, death enacts a plan to exact its vengeance. Many main characters experience not one, but 2 elaborate demises, some more memorable than others. In the first film, Todd Wagner was Alex's closest friend. Uh, he died not once, but twice. First, in a premonition of the plane crash, where he was hit by a falling radio and lost consciousness. Thankfully, he avoided witnessing all his friends being tragically killed. Todd's subsequent death played a pivotal role in advancing the plot of Final Destination, connecting Alex to the other survivors. Kevin from Final Destination 3 managed to get off the Devil's Flight roller coaster just before it collapsed. He recognized the parallels between their situation and Flight 180 and warned Wendy about what lies ahead. The two worked together to alert others, but a runaway truck came dangerously close to ending their lives. And in a later Grill Blast, Kevin narrowly cheated death thanks to Wendy's quick action. Surviving for 6 months following the Devil's Flight incident, Kevin eventually encounters Julie and Wendy on the subway. Uh, Beth seizes an opportunity to derail their train, and it seems likely that Kevin will meet his end crushed between the tunnel and the train. Um, Terry met her end in the initial film after becoming angry and leaving the group. And she told Carter, "I'm moving on, Carter. If you want to spend your time fighting Alex every chance you get, then I suggest you pass away." In a tragic turn of events, Terry was struck by a bus, causing her blood to spatter onto the others. Isaac Palmer from Final Destination 5 survived the North Bay Bridge collapse, thanks to Sam Watton's warning Nefo. However, he was portrayed as an unlikable figure when it was later revealed that he pilfers items from his deceased co-workers' workspaces. This is where Isaac stumbled upon a coupon for a Chinese spa offering one free therapy session. Subsequently, upon arriving at the spa, he made inappropriate advances towards the receptionist. As he stepped into the massage room, Isaac touched a Buddha statue for good luck. The massage turned out to be far more intense than Isaac anticipated, causing some of the table bolts to become loose. Then a small fire started when a burning ember from the incense pot fell and made him quite uneasy. When he attempted to flee, he was unfortunately impaled by the acupuncture needles. Later on, an unexpected event transpired where the Buddha statue toppled right onto his head, shattering it into pieces. Perry survived the roller coaster accident in Final Destination 3, but her death was unusually well signaled in a single photo. Wendy uncovered that the survivors were being targeted based on their seating arrangement and queried about who sat next to Julie after Julie narrowly escaped death. When she warned that the person sitting next was next to die, Perry recognized her own imminent danger and stood up. Unfortunately, she was then pierced by a flagpole, which eventually emerged grotesquely from her body after taking her life. Carter Horton formed a traumatic bond with Alex Browning in the first film, despite being one of the 5 predicted to die during Alex's premonition. Carter managed to survive until the end of the film. This is in an attempt to circumvent death. Carter became reckless and sped in his car while his friends pleaded for him to stop. Eventually, he parked on a railroad track and demanded control over the timing of his demise. After the heart-wrenching ending of the film, Alex, Clear, and Carter headed to Paris, their intended destination before Flight 180 disaster. By then, Carter no longer feared death, even playfully mocking Alex about potentially being the next to perish. This prediction came close to reality when a bus almost hit Alex, causing it to crash into a pole, bringing down a large sign in the process. Carter managed to rescue Alex, but the falling sign fatally injured him instead. Rory from Final Destination 2 was portrayed as a captivating figure, primarily defined by his constant use of drugs. While being perpetually high kept him oblivious to the grave danger they faced, it also provided comic relief that helped the other characters cope with their grim reality. In essence, Rory served a dual purpose in the story, adding a layer of humor to the otherwise dark narrative and emphasizing the seriousness of their predicament by his lack of awareness. Moments later, a blast sent a wire fence slicing through him, splitting his body into 3 grotesque yet darkly comical pieces. Sam from Final Destination 5 stood out among other protagonists for his cool-headed and rational response to death's attempts on him and his colleagues' lives. Initially, it appeared that Sam had successfully delayed death by murdering Peter, who was responsible for Agent Block's demise, and Peter believed he had gained Block's longevity. However, what viewers thought was the ending of the film turned out to be a twist. It's actually a prequel. This means that Sam and his girlfriend Molly are destined to die together, just as they did in the first movie. The plane they're on, which the survivors avoided in the original timeline, suffers an explosion in its left engine, resulting in a gruesome, fiery death for Sam Luis Romero from Final Destination 3, got into a brawl instigated by Wendy's Prediction Films. When he teased her, Kevin retaliated against him, which eventually resulted in Lewis hitting Aaron. Fans of the Final Destination series know all too well that neither praise nor curses can change death's inexorable course. In the case of Lewis, he shouted profanities at death, declaring, "Death, fuck you." Just as a pair of swords hanging from a sign plunged down and severed the weightlifting machine's wires. Miraculously, he lived to continue his diatribe against death, but in the next instant, the weights on the machine were raised again, crushing his skull. Ian from Final Destination 3 developed intense animosity towards Wendy due to Aaron's demise and plotted relentlessly to take her life. Wendy posited that if he abstained from killing her, the vicious cycle could be broken, but Ian remained indifferent, asserting his immortality since he was skipped. As fireworks burst overhead, they appeared to strike him, yet he boasted about his invincibility. Just before an explosion caused a sign to fall and fatally sever him in two, leaving viewers with one of the grisliest deaths ever depicted in the series. That's all for today's episode. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time. And by the way, did you know that the Final Destination series inspired a real-life trend of people trying to cheat death? And let's hope they don't end up like the characters in the movies.